Okay, so as Chris mentioned, I'm Kara Laufer Levesque. I'm a publishing manager at ASTM International. As publishing manager, I mostly am exploring XML and learning about the many technical aspects of XML. But today, I really wanted to share my experience with publishing through less of the technical details and more through general observations over my past 7 years at ASTM. A little history about me: I graduated with a degree in architecture during the recession, so I made a career shift and landed in the publishing world. And I'm sure there are others out there who have stumbled upon the publishing world as well. I love every second of it, and I mean that. Even if I hate it, I end up loving the hatred of it and figuring things out. I joined the production department working with figures because of my technical drawing background, and then I quickly got interested in the publications that these figures were part of. My analytical mind got interested in the details behind these publishing workflows, and I was lucky enough to join our IT department and explore the magical world of publishing to the web before returning back to the production department as a manager. Throughout all of that time, I've managed the production of online and print journals, as well as books and standards and translated content. I currently focus on the production of third-party content for ASTM's Compass platform. I've seen a wide range of publications and workflows for ASTM, but I feel that publishing is the secret world of ever-changing elements, so it'll keep me entertained for quite a while. I won't go back to architecture quite yet. To provide a little more context, this is generally ASTM. We are a nonprofit standards development organization that's been around for over 100 years. Our volunteer members work together to develop consensus-based standards. These standards can pertain to specifications, guides, test methods, ranging from the materials themselves to the full product, such as bike frames, food service gloves, building evaluations, and even your everyday pencil or pen that you handed out. We offer our standards as print or PDF download from our web store or as HTML through a subscription on our online platform, ASTM Compass. On Compass, we host over 13,000 active standards as well as historicals and translated standards. We host our journals, books, manuals, and associated articles and chapters. Digital adjuncts that accompany a standard are also available on the platform. More recently, we've started to host third-party publisher content. Other organizations may not want to build a platform from scratch, so we combine forces. We've formed strategic relationships that lead to a more enriched experience for the user. And we build off each other's strengths, and we learn from each other's struggles. The jump from hosting ASTM content to expanding to other organizations' content, that's where things start to get a little tricky. We've built a fortress of custom workflows. There's a history and a series of applications tied together to accomplish just ASTM publishing today. They have been built by many different people and vendors over the past 30 years. I don't know what each and every one does, as noted by the squiggly line. I know a slightly more than that, but it feels like this at times. And I feel like it's my life's work to find out what these things do. ASTM has well-established publishing workflows and validations for standards. It's at the heart of what we do, and these workflows are strictly for ASTM standards. Our books, journals, and third-party publisher content are processed differently from standards and uniquely from one another. This makes it difficult and more expensive to make non-standards content available. As others have mentioned earlier, all of these publications are fairly similar at their core, but the details are unique. They are documents with metadata that are distributed, but we all know it becomes much more complex than that when you get into the details. As ASTM started partnering with other organizations, it became apparent that we needed to update some of our current applications to better serve the needs of our new content. ASTM has fairly short standards, and other organizations have much larger standards. ASTM publishes their primary content in English, and other organizations do not. ASTM publishes a broad spectrum of content, and other organizations are specialized. Other organizations have content formats that ASTM has never housed. How do you go about updating these systems from an ASTM focus to a global publishing focus without losing the soul of ASTM? First, it takes a lot of hardworking people, and second, it's helpful to know where you came from in order to make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes. So to be honest, I have no idea what this machine is. I've seen one punch card in my life, but the amount of stories that I've heard about punch cards, dime a dozen. So I was born in the 80s. I don't have publishing experiences that date back more than a decade. I live in Philadelphia, so I have been to that Ben Franklin tour where they show the type that Todd showed earlier. Early on in my career, I realized that I was identifying problems that had already been identified by my predecessors, so I started listening. I have key mentors that have helped me piece together workflows and share experiences of the ghosts of content conversions past. There is no one more important in a migration project than somebody who has already experienced one. The knowledge of how the organization will be affected, the pain points, the successes, it's all invaluable information. There's a really interesting point, though, where you start to gain knowledge and then you become the mentor. So I make time to share my experiences with my coworkers. The more that the team knows, the stronger the team is, and I really am a firm believer in that. Today, we've moved from a print focus to a digital focus. While the content is composed and intended for digital use, it still often needs to be output in print. We're in a period of transition, and I struggle with balancing print and digital formats. I struggle with the learning curve of digital content, applications, and storage, and there's a lot of struggle in transition, and change is not easy for humans, as Patrick mentioned. There is a lot of opportunity in transition, though. Understanding your past content and collaborating with experts can result in really wonderful solutions. I don't want a digitized book. If you remember Todd's radio tower example, I want content that can be spliced and diced and shared across my devices, maybe a 3D image to help me better understand the context. I want to utilize this new technology. The easier the technology is to use, the more complicated it seems to be on the back end. I'm currently involved in a development project where somebody wise told me that magic or simplicity is only in the eyes of the users. The ability to manipulate content easily means that somebody has already taken the time to understand every variation and accounted for that prior to your use of the system. It's difficult to create magic without a team of skilled people, and that's Typefi. We're stepping into a future that's more connected content, connected users, connected systems. Those applications mentioned earlier, wouldn't it be nice if they also talk to each other? It's an art when multiple systems are updated and align at the end in a shared vision. It again takes a lot of hardworking people. It's important for teams to coordinate and check in, collaborate across departments, divisions, and organizations to make it work. When working with third-party publisher content, we do something that I call a content interview before getting into all of the details. More generally, it's just running through an input sheet, and this acts as a content therapy session. Tell me about your content. We use open-ended questions to determine how a client's content is structured, and each conversation is different. The process reveals what pieces of their content are most important or most troublesome to them already. Everyone's content is different, so this solved the challenge of how to capture each client's unique publishing requirements. As systems update to include new content and new connections, new schemas are needed. How do you maintain accuracy while allowing for flexible content? And that's an open-ended question, so grab the mic in a moment and tell me your thoughts if that speaks to you. I think we're all continuously working on this balance. We're balancing multiple rigid structures across content and across organizations. In order to be successful, we have to create more flexibility in the overall environment. Some key elements we've realized through our partnerships are that ASTM best practice doesn't work for everyone, and that's a good thing. Production and editorial teams differ, and that's also a good thing. Our differences are what make us great. Content delivery frequencies vary, content structure varies from product to product. There will be changes, there will be errors, and we would like to simplify whenever possible. A final takeaway from this is embrace change and collaborate. I challenge you not to do this not only to the degree that you're comfortable with, but a little step further. I think it'll really do wonders for your content. Thank you.